Hi, Linda Bowney here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. It's Tuesday and another fancy fold, and we are going to be using, once again, designer series paper that you can earn free during our promotion celebration till the end of February, or while supplies last. Now, today's card was inspired by a team member, and during our recent challenge, if you joined me on my blog, StampingWithLinda.com, yesterday, you've seen this card, and it is a double flap fold, and so just love it. She used this designer series paper, can't remember the name of it, from Celebration, but I am going to use, of course, my favorite paper from the Celebration, and that is the Flight in Airy. But this time we are going to use the flower side of it. And I have already cut my papers. I have two pieces that are 3/4 by 4. I have one that is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Another piece that's 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. I've already taken that perennial postage bundle, have used my die and have stamped with my boho blue, added that little bird, just love him to death. Remember, this paper does not come with dies, but very easy to fancy cut all the beautiful birds. Next, what I have is a piece of white, basic white. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have two pieces of boho blue. One of them measures 3 inches by 3 1/2, and on the 3 1/2 side, I have already scored at 1/2 inch. And then I have a piece that is 3 3/8, excuse me, that is wrong. It's 3 1/2 by 4, and along the 4-inch side, I scored at 1/2 inch. So we have a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, a piece of boho blue. And what we're going to do, I'm going to set these so that they're going the right way. I'm going to go in and grab that designer series paper. Look at those colors. Just love the soft pinks and blues. We're going to grab my multi-purpose glue. Because it's only a small border, I like to use my glue so that I can move it around. So we're just going to add that right in there. Would help if I was layering it on that white. I would be able to see it better. So we've got that piece. Now we're going to go in with this piece. Once again, add my glue. Next, we are going to go in and we are going to grab that piece of basic white that measured 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and we are going to add our 3/4 inch borders, 3/4 inch by 4 designer series paper to add a little border at the bottom. Again, just leaving a small 1/8 inch border around. I'll go in here and grab the other one. It'll go up at the top. Oops. So I always have a paper towel close by. If I was using my silicone mat, it wouldn't have mattered if I'd have got glue on that section. But of course, my silicone mat is buried somewhere in my pile of stuff. If you know, I have been at my son's for a couple weeks now, and so I have a different stamp room, and I have made a real mess. I mean, literally a mess. He is seeing the creative side, the creative, messy side of his mother. Now, what I'm going to do now is I am going to put my adhesive on this side of the flaps, and then that is going to line up as close to the middle as I can get it. I'll fold it over to make sure it's where I need it. I'm going to grab the other smaller flap, do the same thing. We're going to put the adhesive on this side. And we are going to place that. I think my thing slipped a little bit maybe. Let's go ahead and push this. That looks good. If I waited a minute and had the adhesive dry, but not too much adhesive. So it looks pretty good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and put adhesive on the back. I think I'm going to use my snail, boy, that's a word from the past. How about Stamp and Seal Plus? I want to make sure that I get enough adhesive on those flaps to hold it down. And we're going to put that onto the quarter sheet of the boho blue. Now I'm really just once again, maybe it'd been better if I used my adhesive, but there, we've got that. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to go in, use dimensionals on my tag, again putting them just on the one side so that it doesn't affect the opening of my card. Leave that like so. I'm going to go ahead and just layer that, you know, in the middle rather than off to the side. So I can go ahead and add a couple more dimensionals. And there we have it, the beautiful Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, our fancy fold featuring a double flap. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.